And Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island. And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. Yeah.
President Trump says he never visited Jeffrey Epstein's private island. Listen.
I never had the privilege of going to his island. And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. And by the way, I never went to...
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. We are live. Appreciate everybody for dropping in. We'll be on for about an hour and a half today. Yes, so we got some stuff to talk about. CNN doing CNN things, right? Now, depending on where you land on this, you're very upset with Donald J. about this specific statement. Some people are quibbling over the privilege term, right? But what you cannot deny is the selective editing of CNN. They specifically did not cover the fact that he said that Clinton went 28 times and the head of Harvard was a client of the island as well. All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. If you could like the video on your way in, let me know where you are hailing from, and I will say hello to you at the outset. So we're still talking about this, right? Because we have not gotten any information. There is a lot of hearsay going around that Ghislaine is hoping to testify because she wants a pardon. Trump is still saying that although he was invited, he never went. He's never been a part of it. He's naming names of people that he knows were patrons of the establishment that Jeffrey Epstein was running. This is still one big soap opera. We don't know what we're going to get, but what we do know is that we are not going to stop asking about that list. All we want is the unsealed testimony. We want everything to be made transparent because we want justice. That's it. If Trump is a PDF file, okay, let him. He needs to go down to if Clinton, Obama, name names, whoever it is. We want the deep state rooted out. We want the shadow government, the fourth branch, whatever you want to call it. We want to know if we're a part of a globalist network of PDF files that includes the likes of world leaders in Europe. I'll leave that to Candace Owens. Let her mind the situation over there. She's already done that, dealing with the backlash of the lawsuit from the Macrons. But yeah, we're still going to talk about this. Now, that's not all we're going to talk about, because there's way too much other stuff going on in the world for us to not highlight some other things. Now, for the people, and as we get deeper and deeper into this, for the people who are adamant that Trump is a PDF file and that he needs to be taken down, okay? What's going on, brother Caleb Collins? What's happening? I already know where you from, brother. But let's look at this actual case of a known predator who has been allowed to... I'm not going to let the music play because I don't want the copyright. But, oh, isn't this so sweet? No, actually it's not. This is an abomination. regardless of the fact that the man with the glasses is a registered sex offender, and he was allowed to adopt a little boy. Now, we've already seen this story play out with another couple that adopted a boy and then trafficked two boys. Actually, two boys. Exactly, Brother Caleb. This is beyond tragic, right? It is an abomination. I'm calling it straight up what it is. This is horrible. So, but when all now I'm gonna get on the soapbox. What's going on, Brother Neo Moses? I'm gonna get on the soapbox a little bit here. So roll with me. When we reduce parenting, and don't get me wrong, that this is not just homosexuals that do this. I'm talking about parents in general. When we reduce parenting to viral moments or Facebook shares, oh, they're a great parent because they shared something on, they shared a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, goodness. A staged moment on social media. Look how great they are as parents. That sickens me to my core when people who I know aren't doing the work stage and beautiful things on social media for clicks and likes, and they get the 400, 500 likes where, well, I'm on a soapbox right now where my wife and I are in here doing the hard work every day, digging in that soil of our children's lives, rooting it out. And we see all these people who we know aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing as parents, getting online and posting, just like they're doing, right? Cupcake kiss, cupcake kiss. When parenting is reduced to that from heterosexuals, where's your objection to this? Because this is a sweet moment, right? They're kissing the little boy on the face with the cupcakes every time he makes a month. If that's all parenting is, staged moments on Facebook, then what? If you call yourself a Christian and all you doing is the same thing that they're doing, but not actually bringing your children up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord, yeah, you can have an objection, right? You can have the objection that this, and I'm 100%, this is an abominable practice, right? I was looking at somebody. Welcome, Miss MJ. Yes, it is. Yes. This is an abominable practice. But what's the difference between them posting their staged moment on Facebook? Because I have two questions, right? One for the people who are adamant that Trump is a PDF file and he's on the list and he needs to be brought down. Do you say the same thing about this? Are you as adamant about actual PDF files like this gentleman here being allowed to adopt a child? Primary offense. Off top, two men adopting a baby, being married is an abomination, right? But to add insult to injury to an already ridiculously evil situation, they give this little boy to a registered offender. There ain't no law, ain't no doubt about him. Where are you all as up in arms about this as you are about Trump, right? Because I know y'all mad, right? Y'all mad that he's in the list. He's in the list, right? I get it, right? Y'all are worried about him. But what about this? What about this actual situation that has happened multiple times? Are you outraged about this too? That these two men, one of them a registered PDF file. I just want to see if y'all consistent. Because there are a lot of liberals that have made the declaration that Trump is a PDF file with no evidence to back it up. But this situation, where are you all? Are you all on the same train of just so adamant, right? Are y'all just as adamant? Because I know, they're doing the thing, right? It's the cute. This is what parenting has become, right? The viral moments, the Facebook posts, staging everything so that you can get it on social media while your children can't read or are addicted to screens, following all types of immorality, especially those of us that call themselves Christians. I'm just asking. Why is this not as big a deal to you all? Because I haven't seen this. I haven't seen many people besides Christians and conservatives condemning this online. Maybe, right? Maybe. I don't know. We want to see the unsealed. Maybe there's no evidence. But I know this much, that there is absolutely evidence against this guy, and people aren't, and he's being allowed to adopt a child. Where are you all on this? Are you just as adamant that this person, because he's actually a registered offender, and now he has a baby? And we've already seen this play out in other places, right? If you're familiar with that couple that the two sons that they were trafficking, both should be punished. All right, there you go. Good. Both. If Trump is a PDF file, I want the same consistency, because I'll say it. If Trump is in the files, if Trump can be accused and rightfully proven that he engaged in PDF file activities, he needs to go away. He needs to be charged. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be jailed, imprisoned. And actually, biblically, I think it needs to be more severe than that. So, but this, that's a great question. We'd have to look it up. Right? What is a tier 1? Right? So Megan's Law. Let's see. Let's see. We'll do a quick check. Right? Megan's Law tier 1. Well, yeah. Well, I don't think that homosexuals should be adopting children either. I don't think they should be getting married, because marriage is between a man and a woman. Tier 1 typically includes lower level offenses, often misdemeanors or nonviolent crimes like voyeurism, certain public indecency charges, or possession of child pornography, depending on jurisdiction. It also may include any offense involving a minor that isn't categorized as tier 2 or tier 3, including false imprisonment or a minor, or video voyeurism involving a minor. Okay, so there you go. Low risk. Higher risk of tier 2 and tier 3. So there you go. All right, that's it. So, but primary offense, right? Yeah, it really is. That's his primary offense. Let's see. Let's see. It's like a little web search, right? Yes. Pennsylvania, is indeed considered a primary offense. right? Photographing, videotaping, or depicting or filming a child under 18 engaging in prohibited sexual act or simulation, dissemination, possession. So this is what this guy is possibly guilty of. So they're classified as tier 2. He's registered. So the information is there if you want. Yeah, we're not just going to do, but right. Yeah. I'm going to do this just because, yeah, you're right. I was about to answer Austin Davis, but he demanded that I do it. You don't tell me what to do. Not on my channel. I'll leave you in your ignorance of your understanding of separation of church and state, because you don't demand stuff from me on my channel. Right. Okay. So, but I want to see if y'all are being as consistent when it comes to these other PDF files, right? Yeah. Let's see. All right. I was gonna educate on him on his ignorance with regarding separation of church and state, but he'll just have to remain ignorant. All right. No. So there's some news that's been going on here also where I live locally. Right. Well, this gentleman, he's been accused of 12 counts of crimes against minors, young men. This was a teacher, music teacher, right? Trafficking children for purposes of sex crimes, right? 5 counts of trafficking, 5 counts of indecent behavior with juvenile, 1 count of 3rd-degree rape, 1 count of sexual, Joshua Kagler, that's his name, right? And so, so there's still, this is an ongoing active investigation, but this is another, we have to get a lot of, I had to take there you go. We have a lot of this going on, whether it be female teachers with male students, male teachers with male students. We're not hearing as much with male teachers with female students, which would lead you to believe everybody makes it seem like the men are preying on young women, but we're seeing an uptick in men with young boys and women with young boys, right? Now, and for those of you that wanted to know the separation of church and state mirage, you can read this book. Gary DeMar does a great job. America's Christian History, The Untold Story. It is, if you want to get an understanding of the separation mirage, it's in chapter 9, and it's just a 12-page chapter. So go ahead and read that, right? We have people come on every now and then with historically ignorant takes on separation of church and state. But that book will give you the confidence to not have to worry about their false claims anymore. Okay. Right. Because he goes to the original sources. Okay. Now, we want to see people be as adamant about this type of PDF file behavior as they are with, because one of the things that's been very, very eye-opening is the left's desire for PDF files for their outrage because it's Trump. Any information that was brought about that could have implicated a leftist or a Democrat was dismissed, and you didn't hear them sounding the alarm when that was the case. Now that it's Trump, because of their TDS, they are suddenly extremely concerned about PDF files. And it just goes back to the fact that they're always, why you always lying? This is what they do. their morality is based on the hatred of the right. If Obama was in those files, they'd want that covered up. If Clinton, Biden, name it, whoever else, they wouldn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. And that's the reality of the situation. They didn't care about the files when Biden was in office. We're just trying to point out some hypocrisy, right? Okay? And people say, what's that? Where is it? There we go. Here's your perfect example of your hypocrisy on display.
I've been doing the advocacy for survivors' justice for all my life. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse.
I want to see pull up your tweets and your posts.
And it is a life sentence. I think about what I experienced every single day. And I knew that's true for every survivor. When you are violated, when you are groomed, when you are exploited, when you are preyed upon, when you are violated as a child, it changes you at your core on a cellular level. It is a life sentence. And so for those cynics or political watchers who see this as political gamesmanship or sport, it is certainly not that for me. Or those who would say that this is a distraction and we have better things that we could be working on. No. This healing, transparency, accountability for these survivors is important, and they deserve it, and it is long overdue.
Based on thorough searches of her ex posts, official press releases, and public records, Rep. Presley did not mention Jeffrey Epstein between January 2021 and 2025. Her first public mention appears in July 2025 regarding subpoenaing the Epstein files. Because she was really concerned about it. She was absolutely concerned about it. About everybody getting closure and we finding out the truth, right? That was her, right? That was her main concern. Let's go back and find it. Let's go back. Here you go. Let's go back and find out how many of you all go and search your ex post and your commentary on the Epstein files. Leftists, we'd love to see it. Go to my X account. Here it is right here. I love, send me a direct message of your messages from the time frame 2016 to what? Here it is. Send me the messages. I'd love to see them. Right there. You see that? That's the name right there. You can find me. I'm even live there. I'm live on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Send me a direct message. Show me your posts. Send me Facebook. Link me to Facebook. Let's see. I want to see. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see. Send me some info. Come on, guys, send me something. Send me some info. I'd love to see it. There you go. See? I'd love to see it. Come on. Show me. Show me. You're not going to be able to show me, though. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to show me where leftists were all over the Epstein files. But then show me. Just show me. If you know, show me. If you know where it is, I'd love to see the information. but you won't be able to do it. All you're going to do is call names. All right. And you're going to support stuff like this. You're going to keep supporting stuff like this, right? This is what you guys support right there. This is what you're going to consistently support, right? Didn't you all vote for this? Didn't you vote for this? Right? Didn't you vote for this? So that these men like this could adopt children? Isn't that what you voted for? Under Obama, right? And then again under Biden. So you're good? You guys are good with this? They're calling me homophobic, but they're good with this. You're good with this? Are you good with it? This is what you want. Children in the hands of registered offenders. No, you should not be able to. No, guys, it's okay. You same-sex couples should not be able to get married or adopt children. Why is that's a consistent Christian position based on how God defines marriage. Is that, have you never heard that before? Is this brand new information to you? That Christians believe this? I don't understand how that's, are you offended by 2,000 years of Christian history and theology? Because, yeah, I know, I'm fine with that. Yes. Yes. By your definition, yes, I'm fine with that. Blessed are you when men revile you and call you all manner of evil. Yes. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. Those are Jesus's words. All manner of evil against you falsely for his name's sake. Yes, I'm fine with the fact that Jesus says in Matthew 19 that marriage is between one man and one woman. Yes. Yes, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. Yes. Man and woman. Yes. I'm fine with that. And if you call that bigotry, okay, fine. You've redefined the term. If you want to define it that way, okay, go for it. That's your definition of it, though. I'm following Jesus, not interested in following you. You didn't die for my sins. You didn't rise up again on the third day. You're not seated at the right hand of the Father, ruling and reigning. When you do that, come talk to me about changing my beliefs to fit your narrative. I'll do it then. All you got to do is die on the cross for my sins. Well, first you got to be perfect, and everybody feels in that. But die on the cross for my sins and rise on the third day. Should be easy. That's all you got to do. Go for it. Go for it. And then you got me. I'll follow you. That's all. That's it. That's all I need you to do. And then I'll believe whatever you tell me. and your apostles. Like, am I supposed to just, you know what? A random person on YouTube called me a bigot. That's going to change my, that's going to change my theology. My goodness. To stop following the most attested man in ancient history. Yeah. Yes. That's enough. That's enough for me to stop following Jesus. Because some random YouTuber decided to tell me that I'm a bigot. There you go. Wow. Y'all really hitting with it today, huh? That's all y'all got? Because again, y'all think this is brand new, like I just started doing this yesterday. I've been hearing this nonsense since I started doing Christian apologetics as a neophyte in 2012, 2013. Your arguments are specious. Your arguments well, let me give you, here it is right here.
You have no power here.
Oh boy. Y'all think that, I guess y'all think that though that the gaslighting and the ad hominem stuff is going to work. Right? It doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't. Yeah, it really doesn't. All right. It really doesn't. Right? And then when you guys talk about that, when you guys say that, I'm just going to bring him back up. When y'all say, oh, you supporting PDF files, I'm like, well, so do you all. This is what you all wanted when you voted for gays to adopt, right? This is what you wanted, right? I mean, I'm just asking. This is what you wanted. But y'all have the nerve to be worried about PDF files now? When we who've been consistent have hated it, PDF files and everything associated with aberrant sexual practice from the beginning, because that's what our theology tells us to do. We eschew all of that. We don't want that to be the norm. We don't want our government to support those types of behaviors, because those types of behaviors do not allow human flourishing. They don't support human flourishing. Never have and never will. Now, you may not like that, but it's the truth. Now, let's talk about this situation here that's gotten everybody. We're going to lighten it up a little bit, right? We're going to lighten it up a little bit. All right? Now, we've gotten a lot of reactions based on Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad. Now, I have not seen the ad because I don't have television, and I have not searched the ad out. I don't care, because I don't even wear American Eagle apparel. But I have two things that I want to bring out regarding this situation. One is that it has gotten leftists in such an uproar that it is comical. And two, as a Christian who believes that America needs to get back to its Christian founding, I don't see Sydney Sweeney's ad as a win for the culture. Now, I can admit that it's good to see leftists who hate traditional male-female roles, and they want to subvert everything. They want to call good evil and evil good, right? But look at this. Sydney Sweeney gets all kinds of coverage. Cincinnati brawl, goose egg, right? The jeans ad, how it went wrong, right? Debate about eugenics. Eugenics? A debate about eugenics because Sydney Sweeney is in a jean ad? This is insane. So we're not talking about race relations with because of the Cincinnati brawl and all of the other things that we're seeing around the country, but Sydney Sweeney being in a jean ad starts all kinds of debate, sparks all kinds of debates, gets everybody up in arms about about whiteness and white supremacy and everything that goes along with, you know, how horrible white people are, just because Sydney Sweeney wore some jeans. Now, let me know if you all think that that's normal behavior, because we're about to look at some reactions to this. Okay, watch this. We're gonna look at some reactions to this. Some of these are not safe for work, so if you're listening with speakers, I'm telling you right now, you might want to turn them down. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna listen to some of these people rant and rave about Sydney Sweeney and the jeans. Now, this is a guy who seems to be pretty upset about the situation. We're gonna push him to 1.25, and we're gonna let him rant.
Oh, not everything's political. Oh, it's not that deep. Oh, art doesn't have to be political. Not everything's political. Sydney Sweeney just did a series of ads with American Eagle, the clothing company, promoting her good jeans. Oh no, but they're talking about the blue jeans. Yeah, sure. The attractive white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes is talking about just the jeans she gets from American Eagle. The blonde-haired white woman who had a parody of Make America Great Again for her mom's 60th birthday, where everyone was wearing Blue Lives Matter flags on their clothing. It is just talking about her blue jeans, echoing very, very far right. Oh, genes are passed down by parents to their offsprings, not to their children, their offsprings. No, it's just talking about blue jeans.
He kind of does.
But art isn't political. Not everything's political. It's not that deep. It's not that deep until it is, you shallow-brained motherfuckers.
All right, so he's upset, right? Good jeans. Now, let me ask you a question. We are in America. America, historically, majority white nation. The majority white standard of beauty has been, for years, generations, blonde hair, blue eyes. So, American Eagle is playing on that reality. Jeans, right? Homophones, they sound alike. It's actually genius marketing. Why is that a problem? They want to sell jeans. The majority of people in this country are white. Why wouldn't you want to sell jeans to the majority if you could? Your name is American Eagle Outfitters. What's going on in the country right now? A resurgence of American identity. The bald eagle. If I'm running that business, I'm doing the exact same thing. And I'm black. Oh, wait, forgot. No, I'm not.
And you ain't black.
No, I'm not. I forgot I'm not black. I almost lost myself there. I apologize to you guys. I'm so sorry. Why wouldn't, in this predominantly white country, I not want to sell my product to the majority? That it is just good business sense. And why not use she's the it girl right now, use her. It just seems like, wow, it almost makes a lot of sense. And so now that people are correcting to advertisements making sense and not putting large, overweight, unattractive people in their advertisements as a virtue signal, people are losing their minds. They're losing their minds. Oh, good.
Oh,
you
no,
mean
everything's political.
good
Oh,
jeans is not a problem anymore? Being attractive isn't a problem anymore? American Eagle's like, well, come on, let's sell some jeans then. And again, everybody thinks it's racism, right? Everybody just thinks it's racism. And that's the crazy thing, right? LaDonna. Nobody's saying that your jeans aren't good by saying that Sydney's are. That's the crazy thing. Nobody's actually said that. Black jeans are horrible. That's not what anybody said with this ad. But everybody's taking it that way, right? Because the victim narrative is victim mentality, right? And they're trying to play to Who? A base, right? Sydney Sweeney's recently, we went to Baskin Robbins, and we were like, why is she? Well, I mean, hey, we just went to Baskin Robbins, and they're using her to sell ice cream. They're using her to sell the deodorant that I use. Yeah, this one right here, right? This one. Right, I forgot I wanted to show this. The Squatch, she's being used to sell that too. Because people want, this is the transfer fallacy. People assume that the quality of the product is based on the person who's advertising it. And that has been the common marketing strategy of America for generations now. And so why is it? Well, first of all, who made the switch to it was the left. Newsflash. It was the left that made the switch to being try to find the most unattractive, most overweight, obese person and associate your product with that to virtue signal to the less than 1% of the population and go broke doing it. Right? And everybody talks about this is another one. Yes. So this is something we commonly hear, right? Dog whistles, right? That there's some amazing sixth sense that black people have that they're going to hear what you don't say, right? The dog whistles. Yep. No relation. Yeah. So we're supposed to be able to see racism where other groups can't, right? The dog whistle, right? Racist dog whistles, right? I was like, all right, well, I guess we have this sixth sense. I don't really care. I mean, I'm not looking for racism everywhere. I got too much other stuff on my plate to be worried about, because the most racist people towards me are black people. Simply put, I get the most hate and vitriol from black people, have been. And it's the crazy thing. It didn't start when I openly supported Donald Trump last year. I've been getting this from black people since I can remember. And so it's like crabs in a bucket. Yeah. Like you like things that they don't like. You like education, reading, classical music, all these types of things. Like if you're goth and black, right? If you disassociate from anything, the narrative, there it is right there, right? But all that does, it trains you to understand that hive mind is, well, first it's deceptive, and it is a way to keep you in line and just as miserable as they are. Instead of you just enjoying what you like and being who you want to be, they want to force you into a mold that is going to make you miserable in the end anyway, just like them. All they do is complain. All they do is whine. All they do is worry about whether or not the white man accepts them. I don't even think about white acceptance. Don't think about black acceptance either. That's the cool thing about being a Christian and finding your identity in Christ. You don't worry about acceptance from any group of people. It doesn't matter. It's freedom, guys. It's freedom to just follow the truth. Right? Yeah. But they sure want you to be, brother. I know. They want you to be. Like, as a black person, you just can't. There's certain things that you cannot do. Or, like Joe said. You ain't black. And one of them is not vote Democrat. If you don't vote Democrat, then you ain't black. And it's like, well, okay, fine. I piece y'all out. I don't care. I don't know y'all. Y'all don't have anything to do with my life. I don't care what y'all think about me. Just because y'all have the same skin hue as me. You can do whatever y'all, say whatever y'all want. Call me whatever name y'all want. I'm a grown man doing grown man things. Just living my life. Y'all mad. Not me. I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all mad at me. I don't care about y'all. I'm not worried about y'all. If y'all agree with me and truth, we can rock with each other. If y'all disagree, we could still rock with each other, but you don't have the mindset to be able to disagree with somebody and not call into question their blackness. So what you're going to do is you're going to call me names, right? You're going to wonder if my wife is white. You're going to do all of this stuff, right? Right. So you're so played out in all of your methods to keep us on the plantation, right? Because
they're gonna put y'all back in chains.
Put y'all back in chains, right? That's what y'all are basically the slave hands that want to keep us back on the plantation. Go for it, right? Go for it. But I'm just gonna mock you. Anyway, so they really mad. They big mad about Sydney, right? Big mad. Let's look at this one. These people are going absolutely
rural
insane.
Appalachian town and wanted to escape all of the sentiments that entails. This Sydney Sweeney commercial is so embarrassing. Unfortunately, you can't argue with people who tout those beliefs because they lack critical thinking skills. So I think we should just start shaming them instead. You are an embarrassment, Sydney Sweeney. Go back to school or do some ayahuasca or something because that brain ain't braining too well, is it, girl? Someone who grew up in a very rural Appalachian town
Well, she's
and
not-
wanted to escape.
Sydney's not selling her brain. We already know that. Everybody, that's exactly what they want. Yeah. We know that. But it's okay. I mean, she's calling out Sydney for not brain, But then we have this young lady who's really upset as well. All right. Let's listen in.
American Eagle using fashion as a way to influence young middle American women ages 15 to 25 because that's their demographic. In their prime reproductive years to focus on purity and passing down the correct genes. And they thought it was a cute double entendre, but it wasn't. Oh, and don't think this was an accident. This was very intentional, and it would not have mattered one bit if a person of color was in the room because this message was not intended for us. Oh, and it landed for its intended market. Fashion companies use ads to send out very alarming messages. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last.
So the unstated argument is that it's wrong for people to want their children to look like them. You've just implicated almost every person that has lived on the planet in wrongdoing then. There's nothing wrong with wanting to pass your genes down with people who look like you. It's not a bad thing. My wife and I were drawn to one another. We have similar skin hues. Our children, surprisingly enough, are all over the spectrum when it comes to skin hue, but because we got them darker than us and much lighter than us. But that notwithstanding, we both have, interesting backgrounds genealogically. But when people saw us together, they say, yeah, you guys make sense. You look good. You look like you belong together. And we're both black. And it was white people saying this, Asian people saying this, black people saying this. So what's wrong with Asian people marrying Asian people, European people marrying European people, Indian people marrying Indian people and wanting their children to look like them? What's wrong with that? Right? What's wrong with that? Right? What is wrong with that? We don't even, this isn't something that should be an issue, but people make it an issue. That Sydney Sweeney, even if it is, like what she's implying here, even if it is, right? Oh yeah, Caleb. These people are, they so.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb.
That's all they got. That's all they got is to try that, right? Because they have no good arguments, right? Look, if these people saw my kid's head shape and my shape, that'd be the clear tell. Every last one of them. These people are insane. They'll try to do anything. Right. Y'all don't have to defend. Don't worry about defending that in the comments, Caleb. I know you want to defend my wife's honor. I get it. But these are trolls who are useless when it comes to creating functional and good dialogue. They just want to troll. So let them troll. That means they jacking these numbers up, right? With that engagement. Let them do it, right? Don't get mad, because I ain't mad. They ain't got nothing. That it is what it is. Yeah. Right. Now, she wasn't the only one. We got another one. Brother Derek Franklin, we're gonna stop this real quick. Now I gotta do this on this video might not play. Hold on one second. Brother Derek Franklin has super chatted, so we must stop the show. Because when Brother Derek Franklin super chat is going to be good. Here we go. All right. I stop for every super chat, but I know when Brother Derek Franklin super chats, he's got something that he really wants to get off his chest. All right. So he says, some blacks have enshrined white supremacy in their minds by complaining, right, incessantly about racism, institutionalized racism, structural racism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Exactly. So this is the shameful thing, is that these black people spend most of their time talking about white people and worrying about white people. But then they tell us, who are just out here trying to love our wives, raise our children, start businesses, run businesses, do our work, leave something for the next generation, invest, all of these other things, right? Because this channel is a business. It makes me money, so I keep doing it, right? It just, look, for me,
I just want some money.
Some money, right? I just want some money. But to sit around thinking about white people all the time is something that I don't have time for. I don't sit around thinking about whether or not white people approve of me. I don't want to be white. I'm grateful for the skin that the Lord put me in. I'm grateful for the parents that he gave me. I'm grateful for everything that he has done to put me in the place where I am, so that I can take advantage of the opportunities that are given to me. And it's my job to do the work to take advantage of them. Now, if I sat around navel gazing, wondering about whether or not white people liked me, wondering about whether or not I can fit into the perfect mold of a black man, and if I have black acceptance among people who sit around proving white supremacy by essentially saying that everything that white people do is better than what they do, but then spending all of their time thinking about them, you're essentially proving that you believe that they're better by constantly thinking about them and about how they have it better than you. And I don't want to live like that. And I can't in good conscience say, well, let me raise my kids to be like that too. That's another sad reality. I wouldn't want to raise my kids to be like that. It's amazing. We got maybe one or two more reactions. Let's see what we got. Well, this is a long one, but there's so many. I'm gonna leave some of those in there, but I'm gonna leave a bunch of these in the description, because I have to leave in 20 minutes. Let me make sure. And I want to get through. I want to get through the entire rundown before I go. Yes, yep, I do. Okay. All right. So CNN was doing CNN things. All right. Let me see. They doing this again. CNN doing CNN things. The New York Post doing, yeah. You know, CNN anchor. Y'all know about the shooter in New York City yesterday. But CNN anchor Aaron Burnett flamed for saying NYC shooter Shane Tamura was possibly white. Why would she, without information, why would she openly say that? I mean, it's just, so much other information. Yeah, crazy. I know. Yeah. Well, we just finished talking about Sydney's ad and how Sydney made everybody go crazy online because of that American Eagle ad. Yeah. But this guy is clearly not possibly white. And they just continue to double down on the lies. We saw earlier that they edited Trump's clip to not show the part where he says that Clinton was in he went to the island 28 times. They cut it off at that part, right? So they got that. I mean, this is, man, let's see. Oh, yeah, this story was insane. They're hiring, right? Who is it? In Maine, hiring illegal immigrants to help the police force, right? Let's see. Now, he wasn't exactly a police officer, right? I don't believe he was a police officer. Was he? Or was I thought he was I thought what I'd seen was that he was working in conjunction with them. Maybe it is a hoax, because I was trying to find more information on it to make sure that it was legit. But this guy generally posts good information. So I went with it, but it's a very troubling sign that he is not, he wasn't deported. He was allowed to overstay his visa after, he overstayed his visa in 2023 and then was hired to be a part of the Maine police force. This, people don't like, how did he pass the background check? Isn't one of the things that we have to be when we're hired here is U.S. citizen check or work visa, like legitimate work check, something like that, right? Like how do you matriculate through the background process with and never, or maybe they just don't care. Let me check these. All right, we got the super chat. Thank you, Sammy Psycho. All right, Gen X here. Blacks, whites, and Hispanics were all kicking it together back in the day. We played a ball together. We just laugh at the stupidity now. Yeah, I mean, man, I wish, there were better times in our country. There were better times. There were much better times. Yes. There were much better times. And maybe we're romanticizing the past. But I do remember a time when the country wasn't flooded with illegal immigrants and the like. I remember when we could play outside without fear of, being run over or shot. I do remember those times. I remember growing up and being able to ride bikes in the street. I remember playing football in the street, right? Can't do any of that stuff now. Yeah, we I don't know. Well, maybe you could. Maybe you still can. I don't know. Maybe where I live, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, a lot more cars, a lot more vehicle traffic. I wouldn't want my kid. I let my kids play in the backyard, but I'm like in the front yard. I don't know about that. Yeah, that's the question, right? Did he have a background check in the first place? All right. Now I wanted to post. This is some. Oh man, let me do this. I'm going to change this to, we're going to talk about this. I know people used to make racist jokes and laugh at them. Right? I remember being on work, people making racist jokes. Like the guys would just, and we were all like, it was like Asian guys, Hispanic guys, black guys, white guys, and just We just be making jokes, and then everybody would laugh it off, and we just like, yeah, hitting each other hard, like, oh, what you got next? What you got next? Right? It was, yeah. I remember those days. Exactly. I remember those days. Wasn't that long ago. It was about 20 some odd years ago. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers, right? But let's look at this this gentleman, and I use the term loosely. I use the term loosely, right? Yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna listen to him. He's got some things to say. This is Jamal Bryant of New Birth Church. I hesitate to call him a pastor because he's not even a Christian. This thing better play. All right, so am I losing connectivity because of the internet? Because of my internet? Is my internet? Because I'm losing numbers. I'm wondering, and I'm not able to play this video. Let me check something. Let me make sure. What is going on? Why won't this video play? There it is. All right, there we go. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, but this is Jamal Bryant. Here we go. Oh, goodness. Lost the feed? Oh, come on. Something's been going. Let's see. Let's see. So, So we got some stuff. Let me see something. What's going on with StreamYard? Y'all bear with me for a second. Trying to figure out. Let me check these bandwidth statistics. Bandwidth statistics. I mean, it looks fine. All right, so the video's playing. Let me see. Back on? I'm good now? Okay, let's see. All right, let's see if we can get these numbers back up. Yeah, the numbers are going back up a little bit. All right, what is going on with this video, though? The video won't play. Let's see. The video won't play now. The stream is acting a fool now. He says a good Jack League. All right, here we go. Come on, we got to play this one. All right, here we go.
I came to tell white supremacists. I came to tell MAGA. I came to tell white privilege. We coming. God said, when you give me glory, I'm going to run them out of the State Department. If you give me glory, I'm going to run them out of Congress and run them out of Senate. If you give me glory, I'm going to run them off of your job and run them off of your classroom. I need you to take your neighbor's hand and say, neighbor.
Right. Ain't nothing about you. Well, you know Jamal Bryant's motto, right?
I just want some money.
You just want some money in Jesus' name, right? That's it. They're gonna run him out. You're gonna run him out if you give him glory, right? The fruit of your lips, praise him, right? And then he'll run all of the white supremacists, MAGA, just run them out. Now, exactly how many people actually believe that nonsense? Well, obviously a lot, because his church is packed, and he's not the only one that preaches like that. You got, Freddie Haynes and probably E. Dewey Smith, and I don't know. Yeah, so many of them preach like this that it's you'd be hard pressed. And I don't want to make a too broad a statement about black churches. What's going on, Brother Edwin Ramirez? How you doing, brother? All right. Yes, he really is. We're going to talk about another liberal avatar. Where is she? There she is. Before we go. So there are lots of black churches that preach against MAGA. Now, let me make a a declarative statement. And I think it's going to be, I think some people might find this very odd coming from me. But I actually have more respect for the Jamal Bryants of the world than for the black preachers who try to sit in the middle and pretend that Christianity and politics are to be left separate at all times. Now, let me show you why I say that. All right. We're going to do a little word study real quick. All right. Just for you all. Just for you all. That's what we're going to do it. All right. Here we go. Going to do a little word study. It's real quick. Not long. All right. So politics, the source and science of government, right? Political. But let's look at this. Like one of the definitions, the total complex of relations between people living in society. Okay. Relations or conduct in a particular area of experience, especially as seen or dealt with from a political point of view. Governments are made up of people. How we interact with one another, the politics or the affairs of business, right? Let's look at the word history. Where does this word come from? Politics. Well, ultimately it comes from Latin politica, or ta politica from the Greek, public matters, civic affairs, from the neuter plural of politicos, citizens, civic, or of the state, political, public, right? Polis, dealing with the people. Politic, word history. If you understand, right, citizen, freemen, dealing with what happens in government, with people, how they interact with one another. How on God's green earth are Christians, who are people interacting with the culture, supposed to divorce their theology to the point where they don't engage in politics? So these just preach the gospel types, I have more respect for Jamal Bryant, who's willing to, even though incorrectly, and I believe is anti-Bible, he's at least willing to put it out there that he is taking a political side. He believes that one side represents the Bible more clearly and consistently than the other. Now, you don't have to pick. I'm not saying there's a bifurcation that you have to pick Democrat or Republican, but to sit there in the middle and say, well, I'm just going to preach the gospel because the Bible don't. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the King of Kings has nothing to do with politics? That is a political statement. Kaiser Kurios, as opposed to Jesus Kurios. Kurios, yeah. I got my Greek and my Latin mixed up. You're telling me that Jesus has nothing to say about politics, about how people interact with one another, about Psalm 2, that all the kings are to bow, the kings of the earth are to bow to him? You're telling me that Jesus has nothing, that he's been given a kingdom, that he's ruling right now, reigning right now, but we don't need to say anything about politics. See, that's why I have more respect for the Jamal Bryants of the world, who are willing to put their neck on the line and pick a side, instead of these cowards who like to sit in the middle. Well, we just gonna preach the gospel. Okay, well, you're preaching the gospel. You're going to have to tell people that Jesus is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's a political statement. Being a king, that has to do with politics. And so the Jamal Bryants of the world are more consistent than the just preach the gospel types. Right? Because they're all about, well, they're just cowards who won't take a side. Like, pick a side. You got many options. Find the one that, right? They're like, nah, we don't want to pick one because then I'm going to alienate some people. Yes. Yes, yeah. It's almost like Jesus said, that if you're going after truth, you're probably going to alienate people who want to live in a lie. Probably. That's probably what's going to happen. Right? Now, I think that's all. Look, I'm going to leave this. This is for my brothers. Okay? This is what for my brothers. I want y'all to, this is for y'all before I leave. Y'all heard about this DeAndre Ayton situation? That's not liberal lunacy. Yeah. DeAndre Ayton, though, left this young lady in Turks and Caicos because she wouldn't. This is for my brothers who are in the dating scene and and having to deal with. Yeah, let's see. Modern. I'm gonna do that. Modern dating. Having to deal with the situations and the like. But y'all, what y'all think about DeAndre leaving her in Turks and Caicos because she wouldn't seal the deal with him? Yeah, accused of stranding an IG model in Turks and Caicos. I have two things I want to say about this. One, why are these young men enslaved to this fake looking body style that is unrealistic, and when you think about how it's achieved, quite disgusting and gross? Why is it that they're enslaved to this? They have lots of money and they waste it on IG models, women who look like this, that are full of fake, I don't know what they're putting in these things now, but BBLs and fake chest and fake eyelashes and fake this and fake that and fake hair. And why are they that enamored with this, with pornography, that they can't even deal with a natural, normal, beautiful woman? Yeah, no self-respect, no self-control. What you say, Moses? Yeah. Right? Tragic both ways. Exactly. It's tragic both ways. Now, I'm not, he flew out and she didn't want to put out. And I'm like, but bro, why are you even dealing with women like this? Why are you even dealing with women like this? That's the sad part. Like, these young men have got to retrain their brains to something better that's going to help them keep the wealth that they have for the long run. He is on his way to being Shannon Sharp. Now, he avoided it this time, but make no mistake about it. He continues down this road and he lets his eggplant be his guide. Who says he won't eventually get caught up? Man, it's a dangerous game out here, guys. It's a dangerous game out here. I'm gonna leave y'all with that because I got to get ready to roll out of here. But my goodness, yeah, we had some internet issues today, but it is what it is. You can't plan for everything. But thank you to everybody that liked, comment, subscribed, supported, super chats, all of that. I appreciate everybody. Oh, you said an obligatory baby's hair. Chuck, you always got something. And until next time, be on the alert. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong. See y'all around. Bye.